As soon as I said that, Jeff's face changed from happy and magical to extremely concerned. He was like, Don, no, I told you not to eat more than half, bro. Have you ever had magic before? I'm like, no, but I don't see why you're tripping. I ate the whole brownie like 20 minutes ago and I still don't feel anything. And right after saying that, I hear,
yo, somebody need to get me a doctor, man. Somebody help me, man. Yo, take me to the nurse, dog.
So if by now I haven't completely and thoroughly shattered the illusion that I was the angelic, perfect kid that my parents believed I was back in the day, this video will surely fix that. So this takes place back in high school, back in Jamaica. Yeah, man, I was about 14 years old. So one morning I get to school and I'm just chilling in my home classroom before the first school bell rings when one of my boys, who we'll call Jeff, comes up to me with a big smile on his face. He's like, yo, Don, how much lunch money you got today, man? So automatically I'm like, God damn, boy, I just got to school, man. Why is you begging me for money already, dog? Can I live? He's like, Don, chill. Just tell me how much lunch money you got, man. So I'm like, 500. This is Jamaican dollars, of course, and at the time, $300 was a reasonable amount for a day's worth of lunch money. But my mama loved me a little bit extra, so you know, she'd often give me 500. Just for context, back then, 100 Jamaican dollars was equal to like $1 American dollar. So I told him how much money I got, and then he was like, cool, okay. You should go half with me on a brownie. So I'm like, brownie? What brownie? Is there like a bake sale going on or something? Jeff's like, Don, no, bro, I'm talking about Leroy's brownies, dog. So I'm like, oh snap, Leroy? That big dark skinned dude? Nah, I'm good. I know Leroy. He looks like the kind of guy that would scratch himself and then put his hand back in the batter without washing his hands. I think I'm gonna have to take a hard pass on that one. Then Jeff was like, Don, you don't know about these brownies, huh? I'm like, what about them? Then Jeff's eyes lit up in that special way that people's eyes light up when they know a secret that you don't. He leans in and whispers, Don, these are magic brownies. I look at Jeff and I'm like, you're kidding. He doesn't even say anything, just stood there smiling. I gave Jeff all of my lunch money. You see, by this time, a lot of dudes in our grade were experimenting with magic, but they were only using magic inhalers, and that didn't really appeal to me, but I was still curious about magic. So when Jeff told me about the magic brownies, I was like, that sounds amazing. So yeah, I was like, sign me up. So Jeff takes my money and dips out. 10 minutes later, he comes back to me and hands me my brownie wrapped up in foil paper. He tells me that I should wait until lunchtime to eat it and that I should only eat half. So I'm like, cool, I got it. I was pumped. I couldn't wait till lunch. Fast forward to lunchtime and everybody has brownies. Like, Leroy made bank that day, man. So I find Jeff and I'm sitting with him and a group of friends and then we all ate our brownies. So we're sitting there and 15 minutes or so passes and I'm not really feeling anything. Also, lunch was gonna end in less than 30 minutes. So I started to get a little impatient. On top of that, I spent all my lunch money on this dang brownie. So your boy was high-key hungry. I didn't have anything else to eat. So I ate the rest of the brownie. The whole thing. I ate the whole thing. I even licked the icing off the foil paper, man. So I'm sitting there and then Jeff comes over to me and he's like, yo, Dom, man, how you feeling, bro? And then I'm like, I'm kind of hungry, man. And a little disappointed. I ate the whole brownie, still pretty hungry, not really feeling any magic. And as soon as I said that, Jeff's face changed from happy and magical to extremely concerned. He was like, Don, no, I told you not to eat more than half, bro. Have you ever had magic before? I'm like, no, but I don't see why you're tripping. I ate the whole brownie like 20 minutes ago and I still don't feel anything. And right after saying that, I hear,
yo, somebody need to get me a doctor, man. Somebody help me, man. Yo, take me to the nurse, dog.
I look over to where the noise was coming from and I see this dude, let's call him Amari, screaming and running across the schoolyard. Then he gets tackled by some of the other students. They bring him over and my mans is tripping hard. He was sweating, mumbling gibberish, trying to take off his shirt, just completely losing it. So I'm like, yo, what happened to him? And then one of his friends was like, man, that boy ate a whole brownie, dog. I guess Leroy made this batch extra strong.
He needs
I instantly begin to panic. I mean, I was going to die. Certainly, I was going to die, obviously. Here's why. Amari was one of those dudes that was known to take part in the use of magic inhalers after school. So you understand what I'm saying? This guy was an experienced magic user. He was an experienced magic user and was still going insane. I, on the other hand, have never used magic. And I ate the exact same amount of brownie as he did. I was so there I am, just panicking internally, awaiting my certain death. I was sweating profusely. I looked sick just from the worry and anxiety. Then Jeff comes over to me and is like, yo, Don, how you feeling, man? And then I was like, I don't know, bro. I still don't feel anything too crazy, man. And it was like as soon as I said that, bam, it hit me. And here's the thing when it comes to eating magic. Unlike inhaling it, when you eat it, it doesn't gradually come onto you. One moment, you're fine, just chilling. And then out of nowhere, it's like a magical fairy comes over to you and bashes you over the head with her magic bat, sending you straight into La La Land. I was gone. It was so bad that I ended up skipping all my classes after lunch. There were 3 distinct feelings that I remember from being under magic spell. The first was that time was moving in slow motion. And I don't just mean my sense of time, which did happen. The last 10 minutes of lunch felt like an hour. But I mean visually. The best way I can describe it is like a visual echo. For example, let's say someone waved their hand in front of my face. It was like their hand left a trail of hands as it moved along its path. It completely tripped me out. The second feeling was that my sense of touch became hyper stimulated. I remember just sitting on the floor in complete agony because the wrinkles in my uniform hurt when my skin rubbed over them. Like I would rest my arm on my pants and the bulges in the fabric felt as if they were trying to pierce through my skin. Absolutely awful. The last feeling was severe anxiety. I can honestly say that this was the first time in my life where I experienced a real traumatic panic attack. I was so worried. About what, you ask? I remember in particular, I was dreading that my mom was going to pick me up from school and see that I use magic. And then kill me. So for like the 4 hours between lunch and when I was supposed to get picked up from school, I just sat on the floor, panicking that my mom was going to be just so disappointed and angry with me. But here's the thing. My mom never picked me up from school. And I mean never. She has a 9-to-5 job. She's a manager at a bank. She's never picked me up from school. But for some reason, I was convinced that she was coming to get me. And when she did, she was going to murder me in front of all of my friends. But of course, instead, a taxi cab picked me up. The same taxi cab that had been picking me up every day from school for the prior 3 years. So when I say that it made no sense that I was convinced that my mom was gonna pick me up, I mean, I have absolutely no idea why I thought that. But that's what eating magic can do to you, especially when you eat it at 14 years old. So I get home and I immediately just went to bed. I slept for like 4 hours, got up, and then proceeded to eat all the food in the house. All of it. Like everyone's dinner that my aunt had cooked that afternoon and put in the fridge. Like 4 plates of food, my G. I ate all of it and then went back to sleep. Moral of the story. Kids, don't do magic, man. It's powerful stuff. Big shout out to the best squad on the internet, man. The Sauce Squad. It's your boy, man. Young Don, the Sauce Squad. Today's winner of their very own signed YDSG poster is at Corey Dangerous. If you want a chance to win next week, just follow me on Twitter and retweet my pinned tweet. Now, I want to take a second to shout out the homie King Vader, man. Super funny dude. Hands down, he makes some of the best short comedy videos and skits on YouTube and Instagram, period. I mean, this dude goes viral like every other week on social media, and I want to help him to get his YouTube up. So do yourself a favor and go check him out, man. Show him some love. I'm gonna put a link to his channel at the end of this video. As always, I want to thank y'all for your love and support. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Next animation drops sometime next week. Don't forget to like and comment down below. I'll be responding to comments for the whole next hour. I love you, and I'll see you again next week.
Why you make it hard for me? Why you make it hard for me? Girl, you make it hard to live. Show you where you wanna be. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is a story of how I got fired from McDonald's. Previously on Don Hines Animated. Because everyone knows McDonald's. Actually, scratch that. Let's make it a Wendy's because fuck McDonald's. Okay? Whoa, Don, you got beef with McDonald's? Yeah, I got beef with McDonald's, but that's a story for another time.
I wonder why Don has beef with McDonald's. I wonder why Don has beef with McDonald's. Don has beef with McDonald's. Beef with McDonald's.
McDonald's. Official sponsor of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. But it was the first place to ever give me a job, so I guess it's not all that bad. Psych! McDonald's is straight trash, man. I hate that place. However, I will admit that their fries are amazing. If you told me that they sprinkle a little crack on their fries, I wouldn't be surprised, man. So let's get into the story, shall we? As many of you know, I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. And at the age of 16, I moved to the good old US of A. Broward County, Southern Florida, to be exact. I moved to America for the same reason that every immigrant does, for a better life, more opportunities, essentially a chance to chase the American dream. So needless to say, I was very excited to move to America, and I was even more excited to be going to an American high school. Every episode of Ned's Declassified, Boy Meets World, and Degrassi had prepared me for this move. I was finally ready to be an American teen. Or so I thought. You see, I thought that I had everything that I needed to fit into the American high school scene. I had a cool accent from a cool place. I was a great student, outgoing, pretty athletic. I was bound to become a key player to some sporting team, and I've been told that I'm not that hard on the eyes, if you know what I mean. All these things together seems like the perfect recipe for fitting right into an American high school. Unfortunately, as it turns out, I had left out one key ingredient, the thing that was going to make or break my high school experience. Swag. Now, in my opinion, your swag consists of two things. The first being your personality, how you carry yourself, and the second thing being how you present yourself, i.e. the way you dress. Now, personality-wise, I had my shit on lock. And by on lock, I mean I held my shit together as well as you can expect a teenage guy to be able to. Because realistically, there's a lot going on inside of a teenager, right? For one, your body is an absolute war zone. Your hormones are surging off the fucking charts. Weird shit starts to happen. All of a sudden, you gotta deal with acne, weird facial hair, and then for some reason, you feel this urge to try talking to the opposite sex, but you don't know what to say. You have to figure out how to communicate, hey, I want you to let me put a part of my body inside a part of your body. Or vice versa without being weird. On top of the fact that you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Let's be honest, right? And of course, when that ship goes down in a blaze of awkwardness, you go to the porn, and that's really where shit gets dark, man. There was just so much porn. Too much. I think it's safe to say too much porn. Like, if I had to describe what my mid-teenage years were like, it would be these long periods of jerking off, eating and sleeping, and in between those periods, there were these tiny slivers of time. That's where everything else happened. So all of that considered, my personality as a teenager was as cool as anyone could expect it to be. The part that I didn't have on lock, however, was the clothing part. You see, in America, brand name is everything. And unfortunately for me, I did not know that when I moved to America. So I show up to school in my damn Costco brand faded glory polo and denim jeans, feeling like a boss. And I instantly realized that when I stood among my peers, one of these things is not like the others. I was not properly dressed for high school success. Everyone who was anyone in school was rocking Hollister this, Diamond that, Obey this, American Eagle that, Express jeans, Levi's, the list goes on and on. I saw that if I was gonna break into the cool kids crowd, or at the very least, not be in the lame kids crowd, I had to step my shit up. So I called up my dad, hoping that he could drop me a Diamond Supply stimulus package, but the call went something like this.
Hey, son, how you doing?
Hey dad, what's up?
Oh, you know me, son. I'm good. How you doing, my boy?
I'm good. You know, just here doing my thing.
Oh, that's good to hear, son. That's good to hear. How you liking school?
Oh, yeah, it's been good, you know. You know me, dad. School's never been hard for me.
That's great, son. That's great.
Although, I was wondering if you could send me some money.
Okay, what do you need money for, son?
Just school stuff, you know.
What kind of school stuff we talking about?
Well, I need some clothes.
Clothes? What do you mean you need clothes? You came to America with 2 full suitcases of clothes. Why you need more clothes?
Yeah, dad, but they're not cool enough, man. Like I wanted some cool clothes, you know, to fit in better.
Hold on a second.
Fuck.
So I that me send you to school for Christopher? You frightened for the little white pitney them? I turn you in a poppy show, Chris?
No, dad.
You come to America so you can do well in a school and you can get into a good university. So you can get a good career and then you can go buy whatever clothes you want to buy. Don't bother watch nobody because them not gonna do nothing for you. Just study a book, pass your exam them and all the meds. Alright? Okay.
Yes, dad.
Alright, I have to go. So have a good day, sir. Love you.
Love you too, dad. Talk to you soon. So basically, my swag was bound to stay on a minimum well before keeping your swag on a minimum was considered cool by anyone. So for months, I continued to go to school wearing my clothes from Jamaica, and at the same time, I started to grow like a weed. In less than a year, I went from being 5'10" to 6'1", which of course was a good thing. It made me more useful on the basketball court, and it bolstered my confidence. But on the flip side, all of my shirts started to get that crop top action. So now, not only were my clothes uncool, but they were getting too small. I would stretch my arms up to reach something on a high shelf and end up looking like a bitch wearing her latest summer tee from Forever fucking 21. Things were getting out of control. So at this point, I was able to convince my parents to send me some money to go and buy some new clothes, but the money didn't go very far. I mean, you can only wear the exact same 3 outfits to school so many times before people start to notice. Things were looking grim, and it seemed as if I would never climb up the extremely shallow and superficial yet alluring social ladder that is high school popularity. Just then, when all hope seemed lost, a small golden light appeared at the end of the tunnel, and as it got closer, the golden light took the form of an arch. Wait, no, 2 golden arches. Could it be? Yes, it was. My first job opportunity. You see, I lived with my aunt and uncle in Florida along with 2 older cousins who also moved from Jamaica a couple years prior to me, both of whom had jobs at McDonald's, and the older of the 2 cousins was a manager. So one day, after getting roasted to a crisp for wearing a pair of USPA shorts to PE, which is a fucking story in of itself, my cousin told me that she could get me a job at McDonald's if I wanted. Now, up until then, I had never even considered the prospect of getting a job, but now that it was laid in front of me, it all made sense. If my parents weren't going to give me money for clothes, then I might as well go and make it by myself. So my cousin got me an interview, which she ended up doing herself, and just like that, I got my first job. I was 16 years old and I couldn't have been more proud of myself. I didn't care that it was for what is literally the lowest rung possible on the ladder in terms of a part-time job. I was about to be stacking that paper, man. And thus begins my very short relationship with McDonald's, because little did I know that I was about to experience the most awful month of my entire professional life. That's right, it only took me 1 month to get fired from this place, as a series of events that unfolded within that month sparked a passionate fire of hatred and detest for the establishment known only as McDonald's. So now you have some context as to why and how I got this job in the first place, and how badly I would have wanted it all to work out. But alas, instead of being the solution of my dreams, it was the beginning of a nightmare. So stay tuned for the second part of this animation, part 2 of how I got fired from McDonald's, as I give you all of the gritty details of how and why I was terminated from this job. What's up, fam? Thank you for watching yet another Don Hines animated story. I hope y'all don't mind me making this a 2-part video. I just really wanted to give y'all the backstory as to what motivated me to get in this job in the first place, and I didn't want y'all to have to wait 2 to 3 weeks for another animation, so I thought this story broke into 2 parts pretty well, so that's what I did. I thank y'all in advance for all the love that you're about to show this video by liking it, sharing it, and commenting down below. If you don't know what to comment, tell me about the first shitty job you ever had, if you've ever had one. If you haven't, what's your dream job? Tell me about that. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Also, do me a big favor and join the notification gang by hitting the notification bell by the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure to add me on Snapchat that is, for daily progress video reports, quick updates, and a great way to connect with me. Thank you as always for your love and support. I love y'all, and I'll see you again soon. Last time on the Young Don the Sauce God YouTube channel. So of course, my only other option was to get closer. Eventually, we were real close. Like, her thick thigh was firmly pressed against my thigh, and as a black guy, that's my ultimate weakness. Thick thighs, it's like kryptonite. Even the strongest men cannot resist for long. So it didn't take much time after that for me to turn to her and be like, "What's up?" And then she was like, "What's up?" And then at that point, I realized I'm not a good guy. We get closer and closer. We lean in, and then now, before I tell you how this story ends, let me give y'all a lesson real quick on how babies are made. You know, just in case mommy and daddy never ran the birds and the bees by you when you were little. So when a guy and a girl like each other very much, they get together and get cooking in the kitchen. The girl brings a pot with all the important ingredients, and the guy, well, he brings the sauce. So the guy and the girl, right, they get all hot and bothered and they start cooking, right? And just before they finish cooking, the guy can put some sauce in Shawty's pot. And if he does, there's a good chance that in 9 months, a whole baby will pop out of the pot. Now, there are a few ways to make sure that the pot doesn't have a baby. One, the guy can try and aim the sauce bottle away from the pot, but that can be a little messy. And if just a little sauce manages to get in the pot, then the pot can still pop out a baby. Two, the guy can put a cap on the bottle, which, not as fun. But you do make sure that no sauce gets in the pot, and thus no babies. That is, of course, unless the cap breaks. Which in that case, well, there's always a Tide Pod challenge. And three, the girl can put a little medicine in the pot, and that medicine prevents the pot from having any babies, even if sauce gets in the pot. And that's pretty much how that works. Now everyone here knows exactly how babies are made, which will unfortunately be very important for the rest of this video. So after that first night of Netflix and chilling, it didn't take us long to start cooking in the kitchen. And boy, could that girl cook. Eventually got to the point where we were cooking almost every night. Your boy was in the kitchen straight chefing. And I particularly enjoyed it because we both love making spicy food. So Bianca would put medicine in the pot so that I could add as much sauce as I wanted. Now the only catch was that we had to keep our nightly banquets a secret. At least that's what we decided, seeing that we weren't too sure how the rest of the family would feel about us having dinner together all the time. It would just make things weird, you know? So we kept it low key. So one day, Bianca and I were just chilling in the kitchen. Not cooking, just hanging out. And I don't know what we were talking about, but somehow the conversation got on the topic of forgetfulness. She said something like, "Oh my gosh, my memory is so bad. Like, I just be forgetting shit." And then I was like, yeah, my memory isn't the best either, but hey, as long as you never forget to put medicine in the pot, I have no problem with your trash memory, with your cute ass." And then she was like, shut up, you're so dumb. I can't stand you. But nah, like, I almost never forget to take him. I've been taking him forever. And then I was like, I'm just playing. Come on, you know I trust you. By almost never forget, you mean like you never forget, right? Like you have a daily alarm or something that reminds you, right? And then she was like, "Oh my gosh, can you chill?" "No, I don't have an alarm. I've just been taking them forever, like I never forget." So I'm like, okay. I'm just saying, you know, we've been making a lot of spicy food and I'm just trying to look out for the both of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, I work at Dick's Sporting Goods, you feel me? They ain't paying me no diaper money over there. And then she was like, wow, you don't trust me. I shouldn't have said anything. What, do you want to see the medicine box or something? So now I'm thinking, dang, maybe I am being a little paranoid. Bianca's a grown woman, she's smart, good head on her shoulders, wants to do big things with her life. There's no way she'd drop the ball like that. Maybe I'm tripping. So I tell her no, I don't need to see the box, and that I trust her. So we're sitting down, talking some more, but for some reason, I just couldn't shake the thought about the whole medicine thing. All I could hear in the back of my head was when she said, I almost never forget to take him. So a little more time passes, and then I turn to her, and I was like, hey, would you mind showing me the medicine box? Look, I trust you, really, I do, but like, since you brought it up, I mean, technically it was like your idea. You know, if I saw it, I know I'd just be at peace. You feel me? It's not you, it's me. I'm just crazy like that. I overthink things, and then you know, next thing you know, it's gonna affect my confidence in the kitchen, and you know, I don't. Fine. She cuts me off and is like, fine, okay, geez, I'll show you the box if it will make you happy. So we head to her room, and I'm standing there, and she's like, looking for it? And I'm thinking, if I had something that I took every day, once a day, I'd keep it in the same place, you know? But whatever, I just stand there not saying anything. Finally, she finds it, and then she turns around. I hear her open the box, and then close it. So now my spidey senses are tingling. I could sense that something was not right. She turns around with the biggest puppy dog eyes and was like, okay, I'm gonna show you, but you have to promise that you won't get mad. What? Why do I have to promise that? She opens the container, takes out the pill pack, and shows me. And clear as day, there was a pill that was not taken when it was supposed to be. She's like, okay, I guess I forgot one day, but don't worry about it. I've been taking these forever. I know how my pot works. I assure you, you have nothing to worry about. I am fucked. How did this happen? How did I let this happen? Our lives are now ruined. They're done. They're done. There's no more. It's all done. We can kiss all our dreams goodbye. I'm gonna have to go to school part-time. I have to get another job. Are we gonna have to get married now? I don't want my kid to grow up without his dad living with him. Oh, what is my mom gonna think? Fuck, what is her mom gonna think? I'm black. I hope her parents are cool white people. That would be problematic if they weren't.
Don.
Well, at least she's pretty.
Don.
I guess I can live with this.
Don.
Huh? Oh, yeah, what's up? Are you listening to me? Huh? Yeah. So what are we gonna do about this? Do about what? I just told you the pot is not going to have a baby. I promise. I tell her okay, and that I guess we just have to wait and see. Because once a month, the pot gives the girl a message whether or not a baby's on the way. And that message was due in about a week. So we wait. 1 week passes, 2 weeks pass, 3 whole weeks pass. No message. And by this point, I am thoroughly shitting myself. Now, Bianca tells me she's still not worried. However, I am just about ready to go and buy a baby test for the pot. But I had to hide my anxiety from her because apparently that stress on her can delay the pot from sending us the message. Now, as I said in my last animation, Bianca was only staying at our house for a few months, and it was about the time that she headed off to boot camp. And still no message. So she packs up her stuff, we all say goodbye, and she leaves. So some time passes, and one day Quinn and I are chilling at the pad, and I get the text. I look, and I see that it's from Bianca, and in my gut, I knew what this was going to be about. I pick up my phone, open the message, and there it was. The pot is having a baby. Psych! Nah, son, I guess Jesus heard my prayers. All 437 of them. Yeah, boy, I dodged that bullet. The pot gave her the message. It was not having a baby. I was so happy, man. I was so happy. I wasn't gonna have a kid. Yeah. It made me wanna sing, so
Taylor about the fucking flex.
I'm not gonna have a kid. I'm not gonna have a kid. Oh wow, yeah. I'm not gonna have a kid. I'm not gonna have a kid. I'm not about to have a baby, yeah. Last night it was more like maybe, yeah. I was on my knees, yeah. I was like, God please, yeah. I wasn't ready for it, I couldn't handle it. I don't want a kid, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with you? But then she hit me up, just to let me know I didn't hit it up. So I don't have to run away now. Guess I know the moral of the day now. If you're gonna go for the throttle, boy, you better put a cap on your bottle. Even if that girl looking like a model. So fun. You don't wanna buy baby bottles. Yeah.
Got lost in the sauce.
Hey, shout out to the Sauce Squad, man, the best squad on the internet. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Young Don, the Sauce God. I want to give a big thank you to everyone who supported me with the last video with downloading the app. Y'all did amazing, and y'all wanted part 2 early, so I hope you loved it. Go watch my other animations, link down below to the playlist, or just wait to the end of the video to click on the card on the screen. As always, I want to thank you for your love and support. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Don't forget to like and comment down below. I'll be responding to comments for the whole next hour. I love you, and I'll see you again soon.
I got sauce like a tartar, water boy, I'm a starter. I just wanna